Today I fucked up by locking the cat out in the rain on a small balcony. I just went to bed and heard a cry and some scratching from the balcony. I wondered what the cats were doing earlier but was too lazy to check on them. Suddenly I realized where that sound was coming from and what I had done. Apparently my cat went outside when I aired the bedroom in the afternoon. I didn't see it and locked her out. She spent the last couple of hours, basically half of the night, in the cold rain on a very small balcony on the 3rd floor. It's around 3 AM here. It's winter and they're indoor cats, so they're definitely not used to be outside in the cold. Also the balcony has just a small railing with much space between the bars. She felt pretty cold, so I dried her and tried to warm her up a bit, but she didn't want any cuddles. She went straight to the cat food. I really could have realized my mistake earlier when I refilled the bowl and she didn't show up. Anyway, she just brought her favorite toy. Playing fetch should warm her up as well. I'm just happy she didn't fell down and will double check in the future. My conscience won't recover until I'm sure she didn't catch a cold or anything though. Too long didn't read. The cat was on the balcony on the 3rd floor when I closed the door and locked her out. Didn't realize it until many hours later when I went to bed at 3 AM and it rained half of the night. She seems to be fine though, but doesn't want to sleep now. I see this was posted 9 hours ago. Are you still alive or did the cat kill you? I wasn't brave enough to bring the trash out yet, because I fear she'll lock me out in revenge. I did that to my cat once. 3rd floor balcony, all night long. She was solid black and couldn't be seen until daylight. It was a mistake too. Poor kitties. Or, I'm sorry that happened. It was an honest mistake and at least they are fine. It happens even when you have the best of intentions for them. Cats slink around and find the little hidey places cause they're wily beasts we share our homes with. You can spend half a day looking and calling for them only to find them scrunched up near the roof on a high shelf you didn't think they could get to. I once lost my cat in a cupboard that I had only opened long enough to get clothes from. These moments are only part our unintentional fault and the rest is the result of sharing space with a fur-faced predator with a penchant for exploration. Your baby will be fine. Or poor kitty. Fetch and treats always cheers up my little kitty. Hopefully she forgives you. I remember when mine jumped out a window and escaped. She came back at 4 AM crying and wanting food. Now I'm a lot more careful with windows that have broken screens around her. Yes, she forgave me already. She always sleeps on my feet at night and did so earlier. I'm lucky she's not one of the resentful ones. Today I fucked up by thinking my wife's checking account was hacked and was buying alcohol in California. We live in Pennsylvania. Okay, so this happened like 10 minutes ago. I'm lying in bed trying to fall asleep after work, thinking about our financial situation. I'm trying to think of ways to save some more money to pay off our debts. So I roll over, grab my phone, and hop on Tap to see if we have any unnecessary spending that we can cut down on. After the app syncs all of our accounts and updates them, the very first thing to show up is a $160 purchase from a liquor store in CA. In my defense, my HSA account was just hacked about 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little on edge about this sort of problem. So I rush over and tell my wife that when she wakes up she needs to call the bank and tell them her account was hacked and we need to shut it down before anything else can be charged to it. At this point she starts to question me, asking how can I be sure. I reply in a very smart ass tone, IDK, did you buy $160 worth of alcohol yesterday in California? To my surprise she says yes I did. How come you have to ruin your surprise? Turns out that she was able to find a bottle of Nick Offerman's single malts. In case you didn't figure it out from that, Nick Offerman / Ron Swanson is my favorite person. I think it's because he plays such a manly man role in Parks and Rec but is actually a total softie IRL. She was planning on giving it to me for Valentine's Day because my Christmas was pretty terrible and she wanted to make up for it. Too long didn't read. I thought my wife's checking account was hacked and ended up ruining my Valentine's Day present she got me. I bought my wife a purse for her birthday. She cancelled it once the Amazon receipt popped up on her phone. She thought it was a hack too. You mean Lagavulin? Yeah, that's the one. I believe it's the company that Ron Swanson bought controlling interest in on the show Parks and Recs. Lol. She sounds like a keeper. Good on you, Op. Thanks, we've been married for over 8 years now. Ha ha ha, wouldn't feel too bad, man. This sounds exactly like something that would happen in our household. Enjoyed the single malt. Thanks, it's going to be the first one I've ever tried. I'm more of a rum guy normally. Today I fucked up by dropping a glass of water after losing my virginity. So this happened 3 days ago. At 22 meters, met a girl also 22 on a dating app. She said she was looking for friends with benefits. I was really excited because I was really into her. Me being the shy/awkward dude wanted to finally get virginity over and done with. I was basically singing the intro to Lose Yourself by Eminem. We met for a coffee date to feel each other out. It went great and we ended up driving around all day in my car. I dropped her off, and she kissed me on the cheek. So I was on top of the world. The next day she asks me to come over to her place where she lives with her aunt and uncle. So naturally I make a half-hour drive in 24 minutes. Her aunt and uncle run a bar, so they are out for most of the night. We hang out for a while and eventually got down to business, which went surprisingly well. Then cuddled afterwards and time passed faster than we expected. Her aunt and uncle show up with a few drinks in them. They don't know that I am in their house. We decided I would just stay the night and then leave early in the morning and we would get breakfast. Then I, someone who is never clumsy, lets a glass of water slip out of my hand and it falls on the floor. Her aunt and uncle realize that I am there. They argued with her. They want me to leave. So I get dressed quickly and start the walk of shame. I come up to the entryway to the living room and see 2 middle-aged adults staring back at me. My new lady friend introduced me to them. I give an awkward smile, then we leave. Apparently, from what I've been told recently, because I was wearing a pair of the infamous grey sweatpants, I gave away what I was working with down there. Yikes. So then instead of me just going home by myself, digging a hole in the backyard and living there for the rest of my days, we decided that our next bright idea is that she should come home with me to my sleeping mom and dogs. We get to my house. I try to sneak her to my room. The dogs go berserk and wake up my mom. Then I tried to explain to mom that it's perfect fine to bring someone I just met yesterday into our house at 2 in the morning. My mom, being an absolute sweetheart, eventually okays it. My new lady friend doesn't get any sleep. Then I take her home in the morning. Somehow we are still taking, and we're already laughing about how stupid we were. Too long didn't read. Met girl on dating site. We do a coffee date, then hook up the next day at her aunt and uncle's house. They come home before I could leave. I dropped a glass of water. They found out I'm there. I had to leave. And on the way out I meet them. Because of grey sweatpants they see what I'm working with. Then I bring the girl home at 2 in the morning, waking up my mom. I convinced mom to let the girl I just meet stay over, and the poor girl doesn't sleep at all. But we're still taking. Sounds really sweet, heart. Today I fucked up by having sex with minimal consequences. And I have a large penis that the girl wants to continue using. Sounds like a win to me. Big dubs, my friend. Growing up one step at a time. Lost virginity today, stop requiring sippy cups tomorrow.